So the recipe called for a few things I couldn't get at the grocery store, so I made some modifications which I think will get us close to the right flavor. I know it's not going to be perfect, but going clockwise, starting with the bowl in the top left there, we've got allspice. In the middle we've got some regular oregano. To the right of that we've got cumin seed. Below the cumin seed we've got black peppercorns, 2 tablespoons, plus I added 1 tablespoon of coriander. And then we've got 4 cloves instead of 3 because I'm not doing cinnamon, and I thought maybe that would bring it a little closer. And then also I couldn't get the ancho powder. I can't think of what it's called, but anyways, I'm putting sweet paprika in instead for the color. And I'm gonna toss it in this oil right now. So let me turn the heat down. Hopefully this doesn't explode. Oh, that already smells really strong. So I'm just gonna toss this around for a few minutes to get things fragrant, bring out all the oils and flavors, and then we'll blend this up with some other things. Right, so instead of adding citrus juice, I'm adding citrus chunks. So I've diced up, well, I'm sorry, I didn't dice that at all. I quartered, or I rather segmented a lime, a navel orange, and a grapefruit. And then we've also got the jalapeno and the garlic that I burnt on the stove earlier. So I'm gonna mix those all up with the spices, as well as some white vinegar and soy sauce. Once it's all blended up, it's going to be, just like the recipe said, kind of like the thickness of ketchup. It's very pungent because I left some of the peel of the lime and lemon, no, I'm sorry, the lime and the orange and the grapefruit. It's very bitter and quite delicious. I didn't mention that I did add a dash of salt as well. When I say dash, I mean like a tablespoon. Okay, so we have a little more than 4 pounds of pork butt, which I'm going to slice into 2-inch or so thick steaks, and then I'm going to throw them in a bowl with the marinade. Okay, as mentioned, here it is in the bowl with the sauce, marinade, whatever you'd like to call it. And I'm going to wrap it in some Reynolds wrap and put it in the fridge for overnight. Alright, so I removed the pork from the fridge and I patted it dry, added a little salt, some navel oranges, and some onions. Got them in the bags. Set at 185. It's coming back up to temp. The pork was a little cold. And I'm going to have it for at least 8 hours in this hot water bath, and we'll see how it goes later today. Careful, because the water's hot and the pork is hot. Look at all this rendered fat. Holy smokes. Trying to keep this family friendly. All right. So I'll let this cool off a little bit, and I'm going to remove the orange and the onions. But as you can see, this is pretty tender, and it smells ridiculously good. I'll probably have a couple of bites before I officially pull it apart. Alright, so just pulling the pork out from the liquid. It's been sitting for about 10 minutes just to cool off a little bit. And I'm just sort of smashing it up, pulling it, if you will, as I'm going into this pan. Alright, so I separated the meat out for a portion for dinner, and then I put the rest in the fridge for later use. This is amazingly tender, totally delicious, a little under salted, but that's okay because how I will be eating it tonight with salsa and some other things, I think it'll be just delicious without any more additional salt. Anyways, I'm about to crisp it up with the searzall, which will give it a nice crispy topping because currently it's very, very, very soft. once it's crisped up a little bit, you can kind of do whatever you want with it. I'm going to be serving mine on a salad, but basically this is a delicious pork product that can be used for tacos, sandwiches, really anything. It's absolutely delicious. The marinade is amazing. The pork is tender and succulent, and I will be cooking this many, many more times. Hope you enjoy this quick recipe, and let me know what you think. I'd love to see any variances you guys might have on the recipe.